I am Ozioko Prudence. Currently, I'm the superintendent pharmacist of Mobson Pharmaceutical Limited, a pharma manufacturing company here in Lagos, Nigeria. So before now, I've been a production pharmacist all the way 2017 in another company though. Before I joined this company, I'm currently the superintendent pharmacist. So it's been a wonderful one building my career in pharmacy. And I would say it has been fun, and though with some challenges, but with the right people around me, I've been able to overcome many of these challenges. And how I knew about CLC1, because I did my CLC1 last year around May, it was through Naive, because I'm on the platform, that's the WhatsApp platform. So it was shared there. So I quickly looked and then said, okay, this will be great. I paid for myself at the time. So I had to join the class, did the 6 weeks. It was amazing. The course was fantastic. That was my first time doing an online course up to 6 weeks. Throughout this week, it was fantastic. I would say that Be Skilled is doing a great job, and we still do a great job, I believe so. Then coming to supply chain CLC2, it was also very awesome, because what I would say that is because of the group discussions. You know, you meet the experts in this field. I'm not directly involved in supply chain as such. I'm not in depth in it, but the work I do, I interface with them. So I know the challenges we've seen even in my company currently. And then based on this discussion and the course I've done, I'm planning to do a training for them, those that are in core supply chain, those that are in the warehouse, those are in logistics, the procurement department as well, so that we can all sit and understand that it's actually a teamwork we can achieve when we come together and we do more and better and perform more efficiently as well. So this is my plan for my team come next year from January actually. Yeah, the challenge I actually faced was time. You know, I'm working actually, and then I have this course I have to meet up with the 6 weeks. If not, I won't get the certificates and all. So it was a lot of challenge, even though I started immediately. But along the line, we had inspections, we had a series of inspections from this regulatory to this other one, back to back, and then a lot of things we have to put in place, and then follow up on the inspection from one to the other. So it really took me a lot of time, I think. And then you kept reminding me, please focus on the course and make sure you continue and all. Thank you for that. I'm really, it really helped me a lot, because every night I would even say, let me do it at night. And then, you know, I have a small baby, less than 1 year. So that is another challenge. So the time I'll have to do the course, my baby will disturb, and then I won't be able to concentrate. But thank God, I think it was 2 weeks to end of the course, and then there was this extension that was a marvelous one for me. It actually puts me on my toes. I had to focus and then made sure I completed the course. So that was a big challenge for me, because really it's, once you start from module 1, the module 1 courses, from module 1 to the quizzes, then to module 2, it's really a continuous thing. It pushes you, let me know what's going to happen, what are the things I'm going to meet in module 2. It's encouraging. The way this course is structured, it's really encouraging to move on. And then it's a good one from skill. Thank you. It was all enjoyable. Let me say it's awesome, because reading through the course materials, it opens your mind to several possibilities, how to improve on the system. And then you look at samples from other countries that this is what they did and they were able to achieve this. And then you look at it that, if this country can do this, why can't we at least try it and see how it works for us? And then I believe that whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. And then we need to keep improving. Positive improvement is what is required to continue building the system. It's not easy. It's not. It doesn't come on a platter, but we really need to work and then find a solution to some of these problems. Like for CLC2, the enabling functions, where you have the financing, the infrastructure, the workforce, then data visibility and the collection. Those are the key things. In fact, if you have competent workforce, if you build your workforce to be competent and professional enough, then every other thing will be very easy for the whole organization. Because when you have someone that understands that this, let me say, for example, if a data is presented, for example, data for demand and supply, demand from a particular region comes in, and then these are the products they want to get supplied to them. You first of all look at, it's not just about the supply. You first of all look at the quality of that product, how you are going to transport it from one point to the other, and then it maintains the same quality until it gets to the last person, that's the patient that will use it. So those are the things, and then you have the workforce that understands this, the quality, the transport, the maintenance of the conditions of the product, it gets to that last person that will use it. Then the supply chain function or performance will be optimized. It's the teaching, the facilitators, they are, how would I describe them? You know, when they come down to your level and teach you like, we are together in this. So that's how I would describe the facilitators, because they will really explain to the in-depth, so that even if you have not heard about supply chain before, you will be able to understand it. And then when you play and then replay again, it will sink. Then plus the materials again, the group discussions, then learning from the experts that have been in the field, their experiences, explained even more where you understand it better. So all of this put together, they actually helped me a lot. And then I will go replay, learn about, jot down so many things, and then come back again and read about it again. And it's really interesting, very interesting. Definitely. Because starting with the workforce, even if it's not supply chain, in any organization, workforce is in fact your backbone. Let me put it that way, because if you have people that are doing the work and they understand what they need to do, they have their KPI, and then when you have a job for someone, you give the person what the person needs to do. That's what the person will be rated on. Now you need to talk about, let me say, for example, as a quality, or let me say as a production pharmacist, you need to understand your processes. You need to understand where you need to put more eye in. You don't leave it for someone that is just a fresher. You need to guide. Then you talk about quality risk management as well. Now, in every system, even normal life, you look at risks. So when you come to an organization and then you're looking at this particular process, supply chain, and even other processes in manufacturing, in regulations, you look at the risks that could come in. And then you look at possible ways to mitigate it, put controls that will reduce that risk or even prevent it from happening, or even reduce it to the barest minimum where whatever happens is not going to cause a fatal issue, or it's not going to cause a life-threatening issue and all that. So it's all practicable. It's in real life, it's practicable. The team, let me say the trio, Naib, International Association of Logisticians, Nigerian chapter, and then skilled, that the team is, they came up with a very good learning platform. And then the supply chain being the focus that we learned about is really a timely one. And it's a kudos to the group. And I will say this because at this time, all over the world, supply chain is critical in anything, even if it's not a public health, it's not a medicine, even commercial products, supply chain is critical, because moving to ensure that a product remains efficacious, which means it will give therapeutic effect to the patient that uses it, even though it's from one continent or the other, is a lot. So if we understand this, if this course was put together, looking at all these challenges that have been faced, because I could recall that there was a time, during the COVID transport of the vaccines, I think one came in from South Africa to Nigeria, expired. So, and at that point, you can't even use it. Now, the money you use to transport it, everything is really kind of let me say it's a waste, because at the end of the day, that product was not used. At the end of the day, that product was not used. So all the efforts put in together, it's like a waste. So, but with this supply chain now, all the enabling functions, if you can get it right, get the logistic system right, then I think the sky will be our stepping stone on the long run when it comes to supply chain activities.